Here we go. So we have a question about Mercury retrograde from one of our SunnySiders, W Couch, and Shazam! Here we go. Oh man. Okay, so here we go. So let's have a look down here. This is Mercury right here, and Mercury's retrograde. Oh wait, one sec. Let's pull up one other. Let's pull up one more thing. Let's do a timeline here. So, nice easy timeline so that we can figure it out. Mercury retrograde 2018. Alright, I can figure this one out. Okay, check this out. This is a really good question. We'll spend a couple minutes working on this one. So, here's the retrograde calendar. Put that in the center and have a look at it. Check. Okay, working. Can everybody see this? So this here is the retrograde calendar for April 2018, retrograde in Aries. Retrograde in Aries, hold on a second. Mercury, this lime greeny planet right here, is retrograde right here in Aries. Okay, Mercury, red is retrograde on this chart in Aries. That means Mercury is now moving in this direction here. Mercury is moving towards the sun. That's not always the case, but it's moving backwards through Aries. Not really moving backwards, but it's moving this way through your perspective towards Pisces. Alright, let's get back to this action. Yeah, it's chilly. I'm not running today. My legs are killing me. My legs are killing me, man. I ran my ass off 2 days in a row. That's a long route.
That's good.
I like that route, but it's like it's hard on the legs. Okay, so here we go. Check this out. So we have a Mercury retrograde question, and it's really here we go. So this is all the pre-shadow phase. So this is all the stuff. So right now we're here on the March 24th. See, red is Mercury retrograde. 22, 23, it's stationary. And then here, and all this, and it's going to go retrograde all the way up until the 15th. When it stops, it's going to get intense, and then it's going to start moving direct. And this period here in the sky, right, all this brown stuff is the same part of Aries as this blue stuff. You guys got that? I'll show it to you again on the chart. So all this brown stuff is the same as this blue stuff. So in this, doesn't really go backwards, of course, but watch this. It's because they go like this in the sky. It doesn't go like this, go like this. That's why it looks like it. And so this blue stuff is the same as this brown stuff. So blue stuff goes backwards, brown stuff going forward. Workshop is going to be on the 29th. Oh shit, April 28th. Oh, Saturday. Yeah, okay. Workshop is on the 28th. Alright, you guys got it? Alright. Now I'm going to show you on the chart what it looks like. Okay, today's the 24th. And then we, okay. Is this chart, can you guys see this? I need a little more space.
Yeah, good luck.
Can you guys believe that? Mercury's retrograde and Kay's name comes up on this. Kay's my astrologer. Not my astrologer. she's a really famous astrologer who passed away a number of years ago, and I interviewed her on the SunnySide a long time ago, my old broadcast. Years and years ago. Alright, so watch this. Okay, watch this. So we're paying attention to down here. 16 going backwards in Aries. Okay, so 16 is going to do its thing until 16 is going to do its thing until the 15th. Alright, we got that. Okay, watch this. March 24th, we're going to go ahead. Forward, forward, forward. March, oh, I'm pointing with my finger again. 27th. The more the date goes forward, it's going to go, this number is going to go down. See that? 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. You know, it's going backwards. The green this green guy, this Mercury is going backwards in Aries. It's really cool. It's going to go all the way back until 15th. Mercury goes black. Right, now it's going to go direct. And this period, the next stage we're going through is the stage that Mercury is going to visit. It's going to revisit. So all the stuff that happened when Mercury was going retrograde, we're going to go over the whole thing all over again. Right? It's all going direct now. See, it's all going. We're going to revisit all of those things. So Mercury is now chasing the sun. Mercury is going to chase the light. So let's go back. So up until this point, you know, Mercury's going backwards. Mercury's revisiting all of this stuff. So everywhere Mercury just came, I'm just going to go back and check it all out. All right. I know I'm not really answering the question. I'm going to answer the question now. So, all right. So that's what Mercury looks like in the chart. And that's when it's going to happen. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And that's what's going on. Now we'll do this once again to clean it up. So in March, we were moving forward. Everything was cool. Everybody's like, yeah, what's up? La 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 la. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Sonny's thinking about buying a motorcycle. He's thinking about taking the motorcycle course. He's really thinking about it. And then you know what? He's thinking about it. You know. And right around this time, I canceled the course. I'm like, you know what? I got to think about this. Right? I don't know what I'm going to be doing in this. What am I going to do? There's no place to park here. And do I have like, I really have like $3,000 to piss down the drain for one summer? You know, when I move with SLC and I move in a couple of months, am I going to like, what the hell am I going to do with the I don't live in Vancouver anymore. I live on the east where it's freaking snows all the time. What am I going to do with the motorcycle in the snow, right? So like, these are things to think about. And when I own the studio, what am I going to do with the motorcycle? I'm always carrying amplifiers everywhere, and I'm driving drums and kids and stuff. I wasn't driving kids, but driving musicians and drums and stuff. So like, I didn't drive a lot of drums, but I drove a lot of amplifiers. Amplifiers and guitars. I play sax. All I need is a motorcycle. I don't even need nothing. They pick me up. Anyways, when I was in the studio, I was doing all the picking up. So, here we go. So, this is all going backwards kind of. So, that's what happened. So, I canceled all my stuff. And it's time to really think about it. Do I want a motorcycle? Yeah, I really do want a motorcycle. Could I use one? Oh, man, I really could. And then, but could I use a car? Probably not. Not right now. I don't need anywhere. I'm not going anywhere where I need a car. Will I need a car in the fall when I'm performing again? Oh, definitely. But do I need it now? Not really. And so these are things you got to think about in Mercury retrograde. Mercury is transportation and Mercury is communications. I bought this netbook under Mercury retrograde and it's completely useless except for, I don't know, it's one of the slowest things I've ever seen. And so, another thing, I bought another phone, my old phone, my own Sony phone. I used to get Sony stuff for free, right? When I had my old Sony phone, I broke it, right? And I got it fixed under Mercury retrograde, and then it broke again. It broke like 2 days later. Like I dropped it and it broke the glass. I'm like, oh, and so that's what happens with that kind of stuff. And so you got to watch that kind of. So that's the kind of stuff. So communication and transportation stuff happens. On top of all of that, I'm looking through Facebook Marketplace, and for those who I'm just explaining. For those who don't know, we have a question here. It's from W Couch, from one of our favorite SunnySiders here, and she's asking me about Mercury retrograde and investigations. Let's go back here and I'll read that and I'll tell you guys again. So she's asking about, is Mercury retrograde a good time to kick off an investigation? And there are some things that are okay during Mercury retrograde, and our investigation is one of them. All right, so that's the question I'm trying to answer right here. And so basically we're talking about Mercury retrograde and what's good to do, and what's safe and what's not safe under Mercury retrograde. And here's the neat thing. Things that Hope you talk about Mercury retrograde might make someone buy a tractor. No, that's not what the whole point. You're not supposed to run and hide. you shouldn't go and run and hide during Mercury retrograde. You shouldn't run and hide during any time period. Now, we're going to get to W. Couch's specific question in a second, but here's how it works. When a planet goes retrograde, oh, we don't have Humpy here, but when a planet goes retrograde, it's cruising on, and Mercury and the Moon are, Mercury's a good one because it picks up speed, and it slows down. It changes speed, and when Mercury, as it changes speed, its intensity has a different effect, you know. And right now, it's slowing right down, and then it stops, and the energy is concentrated. That's where the problems come in. If the energy gets concentrated, and most people can't handle the overload of information. Most people can't handle that amount of cerebral illumination, so to speak. They like freak out, and so that's what happens. And there's a communication problem. Like things are going good, like they double check and they don't double check, and as a result, there's a problem. It's kind of like overtraining. If you overtrain, you're going to injure yourself, and so when Mercury's going like this, so like Mars is it's like Mars. Mars is a good thing. You know, Mars is your active energy. But if Mars has a problem, if the energy you the energy you expend is blocked, or there's some kind of funkiness happening, then you're going to have a problem with it. You know, it's not going to combust. That's Uranus. It's going to attack. That's Mars. On top of all of that, so when Mercury comes along like this, there's a concentration of intellectual and communication and transportational vibration, and it's too much for some people. So when there's too much in sensory overload, too much cerebral sensory overload, what happens? What happens when you're driving and you get distracted? Sure, thank you. What happens when you're driving and you get distracted? You have traffic accidents. Right? And that's what's happening right now. We have a lot of traffic accidents. The brain is overloaded. People are getting distracted. People aren't distracted because they're distracted because their senses are heightened. Normally, as you cruise through life, most people cruise through life with the blinkers on. And the blinkers might be like this, or the blinkers might be like this. But you only see what you see. It's your perspective. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, the blinkers go out like this. So you're used to cruising along at this speed. This is your comfort level. Zzz, everything is cool like that. And then the blinkers expand. Mercury goes retrograde, and it expands everything. And whenever it expands and intensifies. So all this stuff that's happening here that you would not have normally noticed when you're driving down the road, so you suddenly notice. Okay, you suddenly notice this, and then you go like this because you're not used to that kind of intensity. And so it's like training. If you're training with weekend warriors all the time, no big deal. You get used to you train. If you suddenly start training with Olympic athletes, then you're welcome to a new game. Your world is going to go like this, and you have to adjust. The problem is Mercury retrograde, it does give you that adjustment period, and it gives you adjustment in and out. It's just that most people don't, don't recognize it's an adjustment period. And so it sparks, you notice something, and then you drive off the road and you have an accident. And that's what's going on with Mercury retrograde. There's more. So I'll give you an example using some other things about transportation. So I'm thinking really hard about buying a motorcycle. I'm really think really intensely when it comes to making decisions like this because, I'm starting a new life with my girlfriend. And so eventually, I'm starting a new life with my girlfriend. So when we're cruising along, and so I'm looking for transportation stuff because I'm here. I'm not in Vancouver anymore where I could walk to the beach and sit there and do my work. I'm here and I got to it's not easy for me to do it. And so anyways, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm focusing my concentration on different stuff. So I don't know what to say. So when Mercury is about to go retrograde, you're going to focus your intention. And you're going to look at things. Things are going to be coming to your awareness, that you wouldn't normally notice. You're going to look into avenues you wouldn't normally explore. You're going to be more inquisitive. Your senses are a touch more heightened. And for most people, you can't handle it. Like, it's not that you can't, you can, but not immediately. You can't turn on the light bulb. And there have been a lot of people who talk about opening your third eye, like immediately opening your third eye when you're not prepared, or immediately opening up, other senses when you're not prepared. There's a lot of stuff you're going to start to see that is going to scare the shit out of you. And there's a lot of stuff out there that's quite scary. There's a lot of stuff that's beautiful too. But for the most part, you don't recognize beauty in something until you're comfortable with it. So that's the deal. So right now, Mercury is overloading our senses, and there are problems with that. So that's regular Mercury retrograde. And that's how come we get things like, that's what's going on. There's too much going on in the back of the mind, and the front of the mind is all messed up. In addition to all of that, there are natural cycles. So we're going to be revisiting things. Mercury is thinking, retrograde is the past. Thinking about the past. Lovers from the past are coming back. Places you don't go from the past are coming back. For everybody, things you haven't done in a while are coming back. You're going to contact people you haven't seen. All the past is coming back. And it's different. It's not 12th house or behind the sun astrology backwards. It's thinking, communicating. I wonder how that person's doing. I wonder what's going on with that person. The sun in the 12th house is bumping into stuff from the past. Mercury retrograde is getting nostalgic. All right. Now, we still haven't gotten to W. Couch's question yet about, is it a good time for investigations and to look at things during Mercury retrograde? Some things are good, some things not so good. All right, I got distracted a little. So there are a couple of ways. There are a couple of ways to look at it. So in Mercury's retrograde, there's like, so you're thinking, you're going like intelligence. So the back of the mind, all information, more information is coming in. It's intense. You're thinking about things again. Your subconscious is on overload. Your conscious is trying to go through things, but everyone's getting a little twitchy, and that's the normal thing that's going on. Now, there's a little more. It's not, but it's important. So I quite often get, like lots, I get lots and lots and lots and lots of comments that say things like, oh, my Vesta is in like Sagittarius. That's why I feel more comfortable running around naked at parties. All right. Really? You really think that's your excuse? You don't think it was all the booze you drank? Like, okay. All right. There's a like, or like, how about no, you're like, my part of fortune, my Juno is in Aquarius. That's why I'm analytical. Yeah, how come maybe you're analytical because you didn't have any friends as a fucking kid, and your parents didn't love you. Maybe that's why you're aloof. And you call it analytical because you got imaginary fuckers you talk to. All right, just saying. Anyways, it doesn't really work like that. That's saying your toe is in the Atlantic Ocean. That makes you good at fishing. What? Or like you're like you're like your hand is in the Pacific, so you should be able to surf. It doesn't work like that. That's like saying you live beside a library, so you should go to law school. Hello? Anyways, it's a similar thing. That's why the very first thing I do, like any professional I don't know about every professional astrologer, but the guys who I studied with anyways, it's the very first thing you do when you look at a chart is you look at the energy in the chart and you figure out what's important in the chart and what has to be done. Oh man, that's what it is. So you got to figure out what's important in the chart and what's going on. And so when I write the horoscopes for the newspapers, and when I do them for you guys, I show you guys what the aspects are going to happen, what's going on. And sometimes what's going on is more important than what's going on. Man, this vocabulary. Did I just say sometimes what's going on is more important than what's going on? That didn't work. That sentence didn't work. Okay, I gotta fix this one. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to explain that one in interpretive dance. Okay, what's going on is sometimes more important than what's going on. Alright. Alright. Does that make sense? Did that make more sense? Well, it makes a lot more fucking sense than saying your Juno is in the fucking... That's... Okay. Okay. Everybody caught that. Okay. So, I just said, I didn't do so good in the art history, but interpretive dance, I was awesome. I had a teacher who understood me. Alright. Alright, next. Alright, hold on. I gotta fix my thing here, because... 1 second, we'll come back to it. Alright, back to work. Okay, so let's look at something right now. So everyone is grouchy, right? Everyone's a little grouchy right now, and everybody's a little numpty-brained right now. Alright, so like everybody is a little asking interest, you know, they're asking, there are a lot of, you know, it's, okay, so 2 things are happening. There's a lot that's happening, right? 21, we have obsessions happening this weekend, and we have arguments happening this weekend. In addition to that, we also have Mercury retrograde, and we have Jupiter retrograde. Those are the big themes that are happening right now. Remember, there are different energies and different events focusing through happening at all the time, and it depends on which vibrational energy or which stream of consciousness that you'd like to follow. You know, some people can do all things at once. You know, we have some super brainers here on the sunny side. Like we have, like Karen's a rocket scientist, W Couch is like you know, and like that is it. Like there's some super brainers here on the sunny side. SLC, my girlfriend, is a super brainer, and like they're like, you know, so some people can surf all of these energies at the same time. They can navigate, you know, the different spectrums. But for most of us, it's a little difficult. And we get blindsided by intensities of energies, especially during times of retrograde when those energies are opening up parts of our awareness. So I'll go back and I'll say it again. So when we have things like Mercury retrograde, so all of these things are happening at the same time. But Mercury retrograde is opening up that part of our awareness, and when it's opened up, a lot of this energy comes flooding in, and it's going to blindside us. So if you're like the moon, if you like to surf the moon, if you like blindly follow all of your emotions, the moon is what you feel like doing. I feel like doing this, 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 you know, and you're one of those kind of, you just go with how you feel. You know, every day is how you feel. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm not here to judge. Do whatever you want. And so, but then this energy, this Mercury retrograde energy, opens up that Mercury energy. So normally, your chakra, let's say call it your chakra, right? The vibration of this energy isn't going to really get in too deeply because you're kind of closed in that area because you're so focused on this area. It's a lack of balance, right? You're not like, your chakras aren't vibrating in resonance with they're not resonating in harmony with each other. So the spectrum of your celestial rainbow, so to speak, of your comprehension is vibrating out. But whatever, you follow the moon and do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Or you follow Mars and you just want to argue with everybody, right? Or you follow Pluto and you want to go kill everybody. Do whatever you want, right? Pluto moves slowly, so you're probably going to only kill these people during a lifetime. You know, one type of people. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. Now, so you're cruising along, and then Mercury goes retrograde, and starts to concentrate, and it's going to blow a hole through your receptor, and it opens up that awareness. You know, it opens up your awareness, and even though you're focused on the moon all the time, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I don't give a shit about anybody, I don't care about fuck all, you know, I'm just going to do my shit, you know. Mercury, that retrograde is going to push through and going to go boom, and you're going to be like, fuck, right? And your eyes are going to be open, literally, and you're going to smash up the car. right? Or your eyes are going to be open literally, and you're going to impulse buy something on sale, and it's not going to be what you wanted. If I were to do that, I'd impulse buy. I almost impulse bought an old Jaguar last night, an old sports car, because I thought it was really cheap. It would live in the backyard. I'm talking to SLC. She's like, we're not that kind of family. And I'm like, whoa, we could be. And she's like, no, we're not. I'm like, okay. She can handle all the energy. I'm fairly closed off at times. And so that's what's happening, where the chakra comes in. Now, Jupiter is also retrograde. So it's blowing holes and it's opening up this receptive energy right here as well. So you have to watch that. And so now, not everybody surfs all this moon energy here. Some people going around and they surf their Venus energy. They're always in a good mood. They're always following attraction. But they're closing their eyes to the Mars or the Saturn. And oh, forget about all that. How about some people are always focused on Saturn, what takes away. They're always grouchy because things are always being taken away from them, and the only thing they focus on is what things get taken away. And Saturn moves really slowly. It's going to go through this for a year and a half. And so in a year and a half, you're focused on what, like say right now, so say it's in your financial sector. Well, that's a good thing to complain about. But say it's in your higher learning and schooling kind of thing, or something like that. Say it's in your relationship sector, and you surf the energy. Okay, watch this. Say you're a Cancer. It's happening to Cancers right now. Say you focus on your Saturn energy, and that's all you focus on. And grouchy people, there are grouchy people like that. And all they do is they focus on their Saturn energy. It's like their awareness, their essence, their vibration, their cruise, their vibe on what's going on in their life is all about what's getting taken away. And they're always complaining about it because, like, you would obviously complain about what should be taken away from you. And then right now they'd always complain. They're going to spend a year and a half complaining about their relationships. Oh, this asshole took this from me. Oh, that asshole did this. And oh, that asshole did this. All they want to do is this. Oh, everybody's leaving me. Nobody comes in. Nobody wants to do anything with me. You know how hard it is to get it done? I phone everybody and no one wants to talk to me. And I do this and this and this. It's all bullshit. I'm all by myself and it's all fucked up. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life alone. And blah, 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 blah. And then it goes on for a year and a half like that. And then suddenly, when Saturn moves over here, whether they've found a partner or not, they're suddenly complaining about money. They're like, oh shit, that asshole never pays his rent. Oh, that asshole never pays his this. That asshole does this. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. That's focusing on that. And then when it moves here, for a Cancer, we're using Cancer because it starts off in the story here. Then over here, this is at a distance. And so suddenly, in this time period for a year and a half, they're not complaining about money. They're always complaining about people who are far away. Hey, those assholes over there, they get to do all this. Those assholes get to do this. Those assholes get to do all that. I want to do all that. Those assholes don't. And transportation. Oh, how come my plane is fucking delayed? No one else's plane is delayed in this goddamn fucking snowstorm that canceled 700 motherfucking flights and you're bitching about yours? What the fuck? But that's what's going on when you surf your Saturn energy. Now, when retrograde comes along, now, you're supposed to not surf any of the energies. You're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to do what you want to do. That's the essence of being human. The whole point of being human is that even though they have all of these energies, then we have, even though there are all of these stories or energies or timelines or events or what have you that's playing out at the same time in your life, simultaneously pushing and pulling you along your journey, that's external. It's happening to you, but it's external. Your goal is to overcome all of these things and to do what you do. It's not the goody-goody side, it's the sunny side. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you to be nice. I'm not here to tell you to be bad. I'm not here to tell you to choose good over evil. I'm not here to tell you anything with that. My job is to help you make peace with your decisions. So part of being human is to evolve or to ascend beyond these different energies. You can focus on whatever the ass donkey hell you want to focus on anytime you want. And that's the deal. That's the whole beauty of it. And that's the beauty of it, you know, to see all of these energies around you and to be able to focus on it. You can focus on the good. How many times you hear it on this? Focus on the good in the situation. Focus on the good. Overcome your challenges. There are different ways of looking at things. Some of the ascended masters say to focus on your triumphs and positive. Find the good in the situation. Some people say learn from the past. Learn from your mistakes. There's focusing on, that's two different fucking things to focus on. Did you guys catch that? One is focusing on the good, the other's focusing on the bad. They both say, the same motherfucking person says that, right? Focus on the good, focus on the good. Learn, focusing on the good is different than learning from your lessons, right? Learning from your lessons is focusing on the bad, okay? They all have a place, You're not supposed to focus on anything. You're supposed to focus on the things that are important in life. Because inside of you, that is what the inside of you is focusing on anyways, on what's important in life. That's what's happening. That's why every day we sit and we try and figure out, what's important to us. Every day we start the show. What's important to us? Where are you going to go? Where do you want your feet to take you that day? What is your heart looking at? Because wherever your heart is looking at, that's where your feet are going. You just can't, that's how it works. Okay, that's how life works. And so, anyways, getting back to Mercury retrograde or any of the retrogrades, there's a concentration, and it opens up that vibration, or it opens up that the concept or idea, or it illuminates that part of your spectrum of comprehension, or your awareness of activity, or what you're potentially going to move towards, or it vibrates a song in your subconscious to move you in that direction. And so for some people it's quite distracting, and it causes problems. and that's what's going on during Mercury retrograde. So things not to do under Mercury retrograde. Now, there's one more thing before we talk about things to do and not to do. In astrology, so I write the horoscopes for the newspapers, and I read your horoscopes, and for you guys, if you want a reading, yeah, it's 50% off for SunnySiders. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the videos. Please attend the astrology workshop. It's a lot of fun. And what else is going on? So don't be afraid of retrograde situations. It's all about timing. I'll give you an example. So I had my old sports car back when I used to make money. Ooh. Back when I used to make money, I had a really cool old sports car. And here's a story behind it. Not that anyone cares, but I'll tell you the story. I bought an old sports car because I thought it would be fun to, because me and some of my musician friends could hang around on Sunday. Because, I'm a cutter, right? So I don't really get to hang out or play with anybody. I just hire it and then I'm gone. I'm in, do it, and then I'm gone and I never see anyone again. And so I thought it would have been fun to hang out and, try and fix an old car with some of my friends. And then, and then maybe if, I keep it for a while and I give it to, to my son when he got old enough. And then what I realized was nobody I know knows anything about cars, so that was kind of a waste of time. But I bought that under Mercury retrograde, and there's a timing. Every time Mercury went retrograde, or the car was fine, nothing ever happened to it, and the only time, it didn't happen every Mercury retrograde, but during times of Mercury retrograde, bad things only happen during Mercury retrograde. And things would fall off the car, it was really funny, I'd replace the clutch and stuff. And there's more to it. SLC had a really cool car, and I think she bought it under Mercury retrograde, and the thing would get flat tires all the time, the most bizarre things. Like, her tires are expensive, man. so it was really funny. So that's the thing about Mercury retrograde. So, okay, no, I didn't explain it. It's about timing. So, and it's a good one to use as timing, because when there's going to be a Mercury retrograde. And so that everything is, Mercury retrograde, this is going to happen again. This is going to happen again. So just be aware of it. Just like every time the moon is in Scorpio, every time the moon is in Scorpio, then people are going to get loose in the zipper and blame it on astrology. And so those are those things you got to, keep in mind. What else is going on here? So, all right, so that's the thing. You can use it as timing. Right now, just Jupiter's retrograde in Scorpio. Jupiter energy is blowing a massive hole in Scorpio right now. We are revisiting the luck. wherever Scorpio is in your chart. Right? It's expansive. So as Jupiter was approaching my natal sun, man, I was gaining weight, like I was eating something, I was going, it's like it's gaining. Now Jupiter is going backwards. It's retrograde, moving away from my natal sun. My sun is late, right? So as it's moving away, I'm getting back in shape a little bit. And when it moves towards, I'm going to go again. It's fun. And then it's going to go on, and everything is going to be cool. So, but that's what's going on. So, retrograde's kind of like that. Now, there's a little more, and then we'll answer W. Crouch's question. In this situation, there's a little more. Watch this. So it's easy to blame Mercury retrograde on things. It's easy to blame the popular kid, isn't it? It's easy to blame things that are visual. Oh, Mercury retrograde. That's why everyone's in a bad mood. No, it has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with why everyone is in a bad mood. Your brains can become overloaded and highlighted and not be in a bad mood. It could be in a really good mood. Sometimes maybe you get a joke faster. Probably not going to get the joke as fast. I imagine comedians have a tough time right now. But Mercury retrograde is just a time of thinking backwards, thinking towards the past. But right now what's going on is Mercury's retrograde. So people are going to ask questions. For some people it's going to be good. For others it's going to be not so good. But it's not the point that I'm trying to make. The point is right here. The moon, it's your emotions. It's what you want. And it's square right now the sun. The moon is in Cancer, so everyone's going to feel nurturing. Everyone's going to be talking about home and all that kind of stuff. And the sun is in Aries. So the light is shining. The light is shining, guys got that? In a square to your emotions, right? Your moon is not being warmed by the sun. Your feelings, your wants and desires. That's the moon. Venus is your attraction and love. It's want what, not want how. Speak English much, motherfucker? Okay, it's want what. Venus is desire how. Right? So want what? Aries wants home. Aries, moon in Leo, wants fun. Aries, moon in over here, 6th house, go to gym. Aries, moon up here, want sex. Aries, moon here, want vacation. Aries, here, want to be left. Moon here, want what? To be left alone. Make sense? Venus, desire, how? Attraction. Over here, how do you want to interact? Jokey, I want to laugh with everybody. Venus over in Sagittarius. Venus in Scorpio. How? I want to bond, be happy with people. I want to unite, bring together. Venus brings together. Attraction brings together. Got it? I want to attract people by being happy. I want to unite with people sexually. I want to unite in Libra. I want to unite with people on a cordial, balanced, fair play kind of, hey, what's going up, intellectual level. On on Cancer, I want to bond with people over hot cocoa. Over Taurus, I want to bond with people over scented candles and nice thick red wine. Aries, I want to bond with people in a stimulating, a fiery, competitive kind of way. So it's desire. How? How do you want it? This is, what? How? Anyways, whatever. Okay. Anyways, the grouchiness everyone is experiencing is because of the square between the moon and the sun. And that's the big deal about what's going on with that. Now, let's get back to now. Now that everybody's got that going on, I hope, let's get back to answer W. Couch's question, and then we'll read Olivia's cards. to answer W. Couch's question, is it a good time to kick off an investigation? Yes, it's a really good time to kick off the investigation. It's an okay time, okay, not the best, but it's an okay time to get into all of that stuff. It's a good time. So to answer W. Couch's questions, yeah, it's an okay time to start an investigation right now. So it's okay. You can do that under Mercury retrograde. You can start things under Mercury retrograde, but you have to. Things are gonna change. So whatever you find out during Mercury retrograde, give a little time for the answers to settle in. And that's the answer. All right, 11:11. Time to make a wish. Here we go, guys. Let me just finish here. Okay, let me just finish W. Couch's answer. So, is Mercury retrograde a good time to kick off an investigation? Yeah, it's not the best, but it's okay. Just know in advance that things that you start during Mercury retrograde, you're going to have to revisit it. So it's a good time to do it and gather information because you're going to recognize things you wouldn't recognize. Just double check, make sure you write everything down. What's going to happen is too much information is going to come in and you're going to miss details. You're going to have to go back and do it again. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a more thorough, it has the potential to be a more thorough investigation, but it's more thorough because you're going to have to do it twice. There's going to be some outside of the box thinking that's going on and going to miss a lot of obvious stuff. So you're going to miss some obvious stuff during the investigation, but at the same time you're going to find a lot of stuff that you wouldn't have uncovered. And moving forward, when you go back and revisit it, you're going to, at the end, it's going to be more comprehensive if you go back and double check and revisit it. And so that's the action. Things not to do during Mercury retrograde. Don't make any impulse. Nothing impulsive. Okay? Nothing impulsive. Don't be like, don't be like, there's a there are a couple of things that I'm dying to get impulsively, but I'm going to lay some chill on that action. Remember, back when I was an economics major in university, they used to say, if it's a good decision now, it's going to be a good decision tomorrow. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking of buying something right now under Mercury retrograde, just remember, if it's a good deal now, it's going to be a good deal tomorrow. And if it's not a good deal tomorrow, it wasn't really a good deal now. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I bought this computer under Mercury retrograde. I thought it was a good deal. It wasn't a good deal. And so, something to keep in mind.